Hi, this is a follow-up to my earlier video where I gave a high-level overview of Overglass and its purpose. In this video, I'll give a more detailed walkthrough of its functionality and how to use it. We'll start by choosing an Ableton file. This can be any Ableton file that includes recordings from Overbridge. It can also include other audio or MIDI tracks. These won't be shown in Overglass, but they will be included in the final output. Your Ableton file can include tracks from multiple different Elektron devices. When we open the file, we'll see the list of tracks on the right-hand side, the timeline in the center, and a navigation bar on top. Let's start with the navigation bar. On the left, you can go back and choose a different file, and you can also set the BPM. Please note that the BPM is not currently read from Ableton, and it's also not synced to your Elektron device via MIDI, so this is something you'll want to set manually for each file that you open. In the middle, there are play buttons, and we'll come back to these later. On the right, you can export your file with all of the edits that you've made in Overglass. This will download a new Ableton file. You can access documentation, toggle light and dark mode, and open settings, which you probably won't ever need to use. On the right-hand side, you'll see your list of tracks. You can rename tracks, and note that when you rename, the name will be applied to both the track and all the parameters associated with the track. You can also customize the colors for each track. You can also drag and drop parameters within a track or move entire tracks to a different place in the list. There's also a search bar where you can search for a given track by number or name, or search for all parameters that have a certain name, for instance, filtering to a list of all the reverb parameters. Let's move on to the main timeline area. So this is where you can actually edit the contents of your track. You can select and move points to adjust automation over time. You can drag, select, and right-click to see a menu with available options. So you can either add a point or simplify all of your selected points. If you simplify multiple times, this will increase the amount of simplification in your selected area. And then you can also delete points, either using this menu option or using the backspace key on your keyboard. You can also double click to add a new point, or if you double click on an existing point, that will delete it. This should hopefully feel familiar if you're used to editing in Ableton. Another type of lane you'll see here is the mute lanes, which represent when a track is muted or unmuted. And you can double click to either create an area where the track is muted or to create an area where the track is unmuted, depending on where you clicked. You can also drag select to select several clips at once. You can merge several clips together, or you can delete several clips at once. Lastly, you can move horizontally forward and backwards in your song, either by horizontally scrolling or by dragging the top or bottom toolbar. And you can zoom in to see greater detail by either pinching with your trackpad or using Command Scroll. Once you're ready to play your track back, you'll want to make sure that your device is connected via MIDI and set up properly. So your device should be in USB MIDI mode, not Overbridge mode. You'll want to make sure that transport receive is enabled and all other MIDI options are disabled. And you'll want to make sure the tracks are mapped to the appropriate MIDI channels. For instance, track 1 should be mapped to MIDI channel 1, track 2 to MIDI channel 2, and so on. I think the default setting for at least digitakt and digitone is that tracks 9 and greater are set to off. So you'll want to make sure that they are specifically turned on and mapped to the correct MIDI channels. Once your device is connected, Overglass should automatically recognize it as soon as you press play. If there are any issues, you can open this menu button and see some more instructions and a list that shows the detected MIDI devices on the right-hand side and your devices from your Ableton track on the left-hand side. Once your playback is actually playing, you can move the play line by either clicking in the top bar or by dragging the play line through your song. Whenever you're done editing, you can export your file as a new ableton.als file, and you'll be able to open it back up in Ableton with all of your edits applied. That's it for now. Please let me know if you have any questions or feedback, and thank you for watching.